Hello and welcome to Blobber Checks Out the Demo for, yes, Your Grace, Snowfall. No tutorial? Hello from Brave at Night. Thank you for trying out the demo. We hope you'll enjoy your time. If you have any thoughts, we'd love to hear from you. English, tutorial on, yes.
What's the difference between a common man and a king? Both make mistakes, but a king's decisions affect the lives of many. One decision in particular still weighs heavy on the heart of the King of Davin. This story starts with a pledge to bestow the hand of his unborn daughter. Years passed, until one day the barbarians came, demanding what had been promised. To protect Lorsulia, Eric invited his wealthy neighbors to forge an alliance. Perhaps it was King Talus's desperate search for a book to cure his wife that enticed him to visit. A deal was struck that sealed the fate of Lorsulia, an army in exchange for a wedding to Talus's son. Amidst the splendor of the wedding, King Talus took a fatal sip from a tainted chalice. In the heat of the moment, King Eric was accused of murder. With the promised armies withdrawn and Lorsulia whisked away to the faraway capital of Atana, Eric found himself embroiled in a royal trial and proved his innocence. With Atana's forces ready to help, Eric marched his army to defeat the hordes of barbarians once and for all. But the battle revealed Davin's true enemy, Prince Evo of Atana, who ignored the signal to join the battle.
His true enemy. Good story writing.
But the victory tasted bitter upon his tongue. To Eric's despair, Lorsulia was now in the hands of a traitor. Nothing could have been done to prevent the inevitable. The murder of Eric's daughter marked the beginning of countless witch hunts. Evo used her image as an excuse to cleanse the land of Davin by fire as his armies descended upon Grevno Castle. The siege of Grevno lasted for weeks and shook its walls to their core. But at last, Eric's wit, bravery, and enduring alliances brought the conflict to an end. Evo was put to justice, and Davin enjoyed peace for the first time in months. The slow process of healing and rebuilding had begun.
An enduring alliance of several weeks.
A certain rare book still lies in wait. It will fuel a new wave of deceit.
I hope that this overview is to your satisfaction. I still have many details to write up, and thus it is only the beginning. Would you like to answer my questions, or have me fill in the blanks? No. I don't have a previous game. I'll make sure everything is top-notch. It's been a year since the battle with Atana. Many things have happened. A newborn baby, new allies in trouble, a new threat arising, cold months approaching, and the flame that keeps everyone warm at night is still raging in the king's mind. Your Grace, everyone is getting impatient. I'll just grab something warm and put on the crown. Left mouse, or use WSAD. Click or use F to interact. Wasn't I meant to put the crown on? I'm not seeing it. Ah, there it is. Okay. Let's go. Eric, what now? Any thoughts? Hang on, lad. That is a big doggo. Honestly, if I'd known it would end like this, I wouldn't have come here. I have no idea how he found your castle. I didn't want to endanger your family. You're putting us in a tough spot here, Jacob. Without your help, we will be forced to give up our lands to Kafka. Not Kafka. Why, then the lands would be positively Kafka-esque. So, he sent us some wine. Maybe it's a gesture of goodwill. I'm at war with Kafka. And are you really willing to drink this? What if it's poisoned? He knew I was coming here. He's always two steps ahead. As cunning as he is wealthy. Unless you want him as your neighbor, we should work together. Eric, a moment. Okay, Wifo wants to talk to us. My darling, I told you this wasn't going to be a friendly visit. Old friends don't just appear out of nowhere, not without wanting anything. You don't have to help him. I feel like we're already in this mess. Am I supposed to let him bleed out? The prince and I also need your help. He's not getting any better. Of course I'm worried about our son. Jacob is not wrong, though. Next thing you know, Kafka will come for us. What then? Is it not better to let him deal with it instead of waging a full-blown war? If he brings his son with him, is that to try and sway us? Like we already don't have enough children here. You said I'd be able to look through the books after this. Just give us a moment, maybe later. Have you made up your mind? Have I? I don't have any men or resources to help you. We'll have to play it smart and lead him straight to Grenvo. Once he gets here, we'll ambush him from an outpost and crush him against the walls. The Queen has a fair point. After your war with Etana, there isn't much wall left. Don't worry, by the time you get back, the wall will be fixed. I hope I can count on you. Can I leave my son with you? He'll be safer here, and it's difficult to travel with him. Our wife is worried about getting stuck babysitting. She's coming, she's coming. Not now, Sadani. She's coming. Can we be done now? I've got this. I appreciate it, Eric. Later that day. Ooh, and Mori has added a dictator. Let's note that down. Miss Oregon. And it is Santa Fe Mysteries. The Elk Moon Murder. Hopefully we enjoy it more than Ravencrest. Big plans, Your Grace. Big plans. Lord Jacob's visit wasn't in our favor, but we will manage. Nonetheless, duty calls. The people of Davran will queue in the throne room to petition you. Many are struggling since our war with Etana. There's not always enough to go around. Let us hope for a smooth week then. Don't worry, I'm here to help. And oh, Your Grace, after we've dealt with the petitioners, please see the General in the council room. He has some possible information regarding outpost sites. A 96 DOS FMV mystery? Press Q and E to select a petitioner. Call them forwards with F. Okay. Yeah, this has done a poor job. It doesn't actually mean use Q and E to select petitioner. I hate tutorials that lie. Don't fret, darling. The decision has been made. We'll work it out. I suppose new company might be good for Sedani. Can you check on her? She's so excited about her sister visiting that we kind of brushed her off. What do we want with wine? Dispose of the wine. I think it's poison. Let's trust our old friend. I'll let the servants know. Good luck. I beseech you for aid, Your Grace. With the cold, wet weather, our fence posts don't hold up like they used to. Last night I woke up to find all my livestock had gone a-roaming. Pigs, sheep, cattle. I can't find a one. And I'm a farmer, so it's a sorry situation. Please spare some strong hands to help round up our stock. In order to help the petitioner, satisfy their needs by allocating your agent's time. Fill up the satisfaction bar to the first green point. Use A and D to select an agent. Press F to send them. Well, A and D do precisely nothing, so once again the tutorial lies. Each time you send an agent to work on a task, it will cost them action points. Every agent has limited points, visualized on their icon with yellow dots. Send agents will appear on the satisfaction bar. You've completed this quest. Go ahead and hold N to confirm your choices. That sounds urgent indeed. I hope this will be enough help. Your Grace, my thanks. It is in hard times that a ruler's true legacy is forged, forsooth. Our little village will not soon forget this. When you help petitioners, you gain prosperity. The more prosperity you have, the more wealth your lands are. Higher prosperity results in higher taxes. Hold C to view the prosperity level. Okay, so it's the right of our bars. Purple bar is money bar, yellow bar is political power bar. We have ducats and dip mana. Sure. Please hear me out. A vicious storm blew through our town, snapping pines like twigs. There's a real mess. Fallen trees everywhere, smashed roofs. In the end, perhaps it will make for plenty of firewood. But we need help to clean up and make repairs. We are short of tools, but even some food would help. Please lend us your support. And once again, A and D do nothing, even though we thought they would. I hope this will be enough for you. Thank you, Your Grace. Our prayers are answered. We will rebuild all the stronger in honor of the king. Well done. That's all for this week's requests. Let's see what the General had in mind. Yeah, we already did that before. When, you know, you told us to press that button. And then I wasn't supposed to be pressing it. Grr. This is a map of your castle. Click on the chosen location to go there. Oh, it's not a dog, it's a bear. We have a pet bear. Ever since Wojtek started hibernating, Sedani has lost interest in gathering more agents. Maybe that's for the better. I was worried that she would come up with next. What's our plan to help Lord Jacob? Let's hear the details. We need to gather some basic supplies to create an outpost so we can drive the Kafka right where we want him. I found 3 sites, each has its strengths and weaknesses. Look at the map and mark which. I will take care of the rest. You have 3 weeks. And of course, the wall. What do you need? The Master Builder is awaiting you at the construction site. He will provide more details. It might be tough, but with a little bit of luck, we can do it. View the map of Davin. Press Tab. Press Q and E to choose between the kingdom and other menu. As you unlock points of interest, POI, they will be displayed on the map. The first 3 indicate the 3 outpost sites. The Curvy Thicket, the Northern Footbridge, or the Straw Village. Lord Jacob will cross the Northern Footbridge and Kafka's army will shortly follow. If our armies lie in wait on the riverbank, we'll be able to surprise the enemy and control their direction. The thick canes and grass should provide us with more than enough of a hiding spot. This location looks like a good choice for the outpost, even though it requires a little more work to prepare. The location isn't far, but the mud and cold might prove a challenge. Okay. It's best to return to this location once we gather enough supplies. During the last year's war, Atana left nothing but a field of despair. Rumors say the village is haunted, filled with old rags and bones. It might take extra convincing to get our men to stay at this location. Kafka's army might not be aware of the rumors, but surely even they won't think to try and look through the rubble. The location is the closest to us, meaning it will be the easiest to push them towards the wall. And finally, the Curvy Thicket. It is a maze to the enemy, but well known to us. If we built an outpost in the thicket, our soldiers could hide themselves among the trees. The attack, when the enemy rides through, would push them towards our walls. The drawback is that it's the furthest from our castle, and it will take a longer time to push Kafka towards the wall. The woods are challenging from a visibility standpoint. Total chaos seems just as likely as success. But time is short and supplies are few. Choosing this site could be better than nothing. We can win this one right now. We could win this one right now. Oh, I meant to walk around and talk to people? Okay. Or not? Okay, so wife asked us to do this. You have a beautiful castle. Hello, my daughter. Pumpkin. Father, you would embarrass me in front of our guests? At ease, Pumpkin. Yes, Father? Are you preparing for Asalia's arrival? I heard you have a letter from our sister. You knew Asalia is visiting us in 8 weeks. Should I get her a pet? A pet sword? No, that's too grand. She will think I care. It is Asalia we're talking about. It's been so long and there is so much pressure. Make her a nice cross-stitch. Challenge her to a duel. She likes to practice sword fighting. Are you ready to try that yourself? I already had people to do that with. No, she already has people to do that with. I would just embarrass myself. It must be something grand, something unforgettable, something that screams Asalia. Luckily, I also have Timo to help me. We could read her a book. How about this one? This is serious, Timo. She wouldn't be impressed by that. Be nice to your guest. I'm sorry, this is just very stressful. What if I tell you a little about Asalia? She's adventurous, rides a buffalo, and fights with swords. She loved to do pranks. Don't cause us any trouble. I do not seem to get it, because apparently there's meant to be something else. Maybe I was meant to set out for this with less than the minimum? But no, it doesn't let us do anything. And there's nothing to do here either. You are swiftly trying my patience game. Maybe I was meant to talk to you again?
What?
Maybe the bear. No, that's just the same. The throne room has nothing. The council room has nothing new. The wall had nothing there to interact with. For a very brief moment, there was... This guy, even though his interaction zone was far away from where you... Yeah, that's just bad. Your Grace, like to interact with him, you don't have to stand next to him. You have to stand over here, and then the interaction becomes doable. How does it look? The war with the Tana caused a great deal of damage to your defenses. Rebuilding something grand for the second time is a challenge, but our dedication and effort is paying off. I will sleep better when we are behind strong walls once more. To say nothing of our plan to ambush Lord Jacob's enemies. Without the wall, we will fail. There is a tiny problem, Your Grace. The recent limestone deliveries are getting thinner. We're missing some rocks that would help us build the whole thing. No need to worry, we just need 3 tons and we'll be done. I'm sure you have the right connections. I'll see what can be done. The yellow turn button is an indication that all required tasks have been completed. Yellow turn button? Do they mean that this? Prosperity from last week can be converted into gold. Press and hold the Collect Taxes button to start converting. Okay. In this tab, you can review your royal agents. They're an important part of keeping your populace happy. Be sure to pay their salary and refresh their action points. Okay. In the Transactions panel, you can see an overview of this week's transactions. Use the Clear tab to distribute resources again. So I made a profit of 10. Sure, why not? Week 2. Your Grace, we should pay attention to the outposts. You should pick the one that you think is best, of the ones that we can afford. I wonder how Timo is adjusting. He seems shy. Our daughter will look after him, but it seems like her head is in the clouds, and my hands are full. I will look on if I have a moment. Queen look after everyone else, I should look after her. I come with a serious matter. I am called the Yanker. I trade in all kinds of trinkets and artifacts, but most of all, creatures. How do I put this? The swans have stolen my lions. This sounds like nonsense. Is there anything you actually want, or should I have the guards show you out? You know the swans, the famous bandit gang? I was transporting some lions when the swans ambushed me on the road. Now they are gone. I didn't think there were any lions here. It was a delivery job for Calidor, Your Grace. Who'd be daring enough to attack a cart full of snarling lions? Well, as it turns out, the swans are. Lions are extremely valuable after all. And where do I come into all of this? The 3 lions escaped their cages when the swans attacked. Keep an eye out for them. If your agents spot them, let me know where. I will compensate you. The local inn is a good place to start. I will think about it. I appreciate it. Find me at the wall if you ever need anything. I will gladly show you my trinkets and other useful items. This is a disaster, Your Grace. The little ones. Won't somebody think of the children? The children in our village have fallen ill. They've come up with spots. A rash? Always the same one. First, a big red patch, then lots of little spots. Then comes the fever, the itching. Please, we parents are beside ourselves. This seems the perfect task for our witch. She is skilled at treating illness. Finally, the press Q&E that they told us about earlier for... yeah, who to select is a thing, but why you would do that when you can just mouse over them? Send girl. Our court witch is well versed in the matters of sickness and medicine. She will ease their pain. You are a merciful ruler, your grace. A bitter winter is to come, but the smallest of us still need care. Thank you. Your kindness brings ease to the children. Hear me out. I know people don't like cats, but I love mine. The farmer next to me started luring her inside and feeding her whatever garbage he wants. She comes less and less often, and when she does, she gets chonkier and chonkier. I know that with winter on the way, it sounds like a luxury problem, but I'm worried about my cat's nutrition. Send someone to deal with my neighbor. Or give me something that will help talk him out of it. No? Although in theory I can give you her, but even giving you her is not enough. You would need both of them, and I'm unsure if I'm willing to commit both my people to your stupidity, but I guess we're gonna say yes. That should do the trick. Thank you, Your Grace. In dark times, things of beauty matter more than ever, do they not? I'm a blacksmith. My forge has supplied breastplates to the king's own army. But I've longed to make finer work, to perform the art of silversmithing. What say you? Will you help me expand my forges? Would you like these pointless boots? Sure, you can have boots and the helper boy. Here it should be... This should set you well on your way. My eternal thanks, Your Grace. I only wish to pay tribute to your strength through art, the only way that I know how. Last person? Part of the sky has fallen down. What do you mean? I was minding my own business when a huge, smoking hunk of rock crashed down into my field. I was lucky not to be underneath it, but some of my cows, they're mincemeat now. Please buy me some heifers. Let this peasant be sent away and hope for the best. Okay, no, we can't help you. Declining petitioners will cause your population's happiness to fall. If it reaches 0, the kingdom fails. Okay, so we have a third mechanic now. We have global happiness, dip mana, and ducats. A rock from the heavens, it sounds out of my control. What are we supposed to do? We'll go hungry in the winter. What a lazy king. And I gotta say that I don't like it. I'm not particularly interested in playing sit on the throne and answer petitioners' question simulator, which is what this seems to be. The story, as we pointed out in the intro, is a little bit silly, which, if it had a more engaging story, then maybe it would have held my attention more, but this mostly seems like tedious petition simulator to me, so no. I think that is enough for me for this. It is not for me.